and then
minimize it.
And then just minimize it.
Should be fine.
Okay.
And we should be good.
Go ahead.
Carry. Side it. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I guess we're actually recording now?
Yes.
All right. Wonderful. All these technical difficulties are gone. We're in the game. We're in the safe confines of anime.
It's confound. What we have here is winners finals between Setsuna and this Waltzing player.
So, one thing that really has kind of struck me about this game, and one thing I really enjoyed, is waltzing. The best. You have these big beefy arms, none of them have hurt boxes.
Yeah.
Actually, Setsuna put me in the loser's bracket very early on here. So the waltzing player opting not to go for the corner carry, but rather for the damage. And now he's going to be in the corner himself.
That's exactly where Setsuna wants him. Yeah. Waltzing doesn't have too many great wake-up options.
Until he has meter or chain shift, which he's struggling to get either of. But if he does this, he's going to go right back to the corner.
Oh, he dropped it.
No. He's been doing a smart super there. Get out of there. But
alright, bail off. I don't like that slide.
But now he's back full screen. He's still a life deficit though, and I think honestly he's going to have a real struggle against opening up a walk time. And it happens.
Nice throw.
Red throws. Using her force function to fake an overhead. And getting grabbed for his trouble. And getting guard broken for his trouble. I think this matchup would really go in Waltzing's favor. I feel like Nanase also struggles from not really having great wake-up options.
Yeah. And the fact that with Waltzing's long-range normals, you know, she can't really play her fireball game like she could other characters.
He's definitely a character. It's terrifying to be in the air against him.
Very much so.
Go into the corner. What will the mix-up be? Just a 5B. Ooh, it's caught by an overhead.
There we go. Chance to make something happen.
He's sitting on full resources here.
Nice throw.
Could be it. Alright, that's be it.
Could be. No punish. Oh no. Chain shift. Couple. Nice slide. I don't agree with the slide, but that was well played.
He could definitely just played a safe fireball game, but
that's one thing about Setsuna's style. I play with him a lot. He likes to use slide a lot as a kind of poke tool. Something you don't really see other Nanas do. So if you don't play against him, you're not really prepared for it.
Good check on the gold throw here. So it feels like Setsuna's actually doing a really good job in what should be a pretty difficult matchup for her.
Yeah. Corner carry.
All the way over there. Both players sitting on a ridiculous amount of meter. So, make it safe. Flat. This should be it.
Super. Yep. Alright. Do you happen to know this player's name?
I don't actually.
No. Unfortunate.
All I know is that he just broke the back of someone's waifu. Damn. This large German man with his giant German hands just grabbed your waifu. What are you going to do about it?
Well, at least not like Merkava. She's not kidnapped. She can be refixed. She can be fixed.
Alright.
Okay.
A good confirm out of that.
See if Setsuna can adjust. With the chain shift available, we'll make that safe. No tech.
Doesn't affect the bolt throw. Oh boy. Alright.
Knock down, fireball okay.
I feel like Setsuna's doing a really great job of confirming up some kind of odd hits.
That's what you got to be when it comes to Nanase.
Or any making zero, but the Waltzing's also giving him those opportunities. Clear the screen with those big meaty hands. Alright, what's it going to be? Ooh, doesn't confirm it. I like it. I would have gotten hit by that.
No. That's kind of the range, but not, it doesn't want to play in the air anymore. Gotta stay grounded. Veil off.
Gets the veil off. Because the veil off is actually a mechanic in this game. It doesn't really get to see much choose. At least in my own experience, I hardly ever see anyone go for it.
No, it's very dangerous to throw out. It's highly punishable. Easy to bait out. Nice
Ooh,
catch.
that's not good. Oh! Yo!
Hits him with...
Oh.
This is the Setsuna special.
Walt sign dropped a very easy combo. 3.6k for it. And now it's a much more even game.
Yes. I often forget Waltzing does have a projectile with a sports function, I believe it is.
He does. It's terrible.
It is terrible, but it is an option.
It's one of those things that's just bad enough that people will forget about it.
Right.
And out of desperation, the Waltzing player, I'm sure he's frustrated after eating that super.
Definitely.
That's unfortunate. You really hate to see those kind of things happen. Now he has to navigate this horrible windmill vortex. Oh,
there we go.
Corner. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not liking all these slides out of Setsuna.
He definitely he got away with it once or twice in the beginning of the set, but now he mixes it up.
Just when I say that, it seems to work out for him. Nice block.
Alright. That's ordinarily it's kind of tricky to combo out of that wall signs 1A, that elbow, but he was successfully able to link that 2A into a winning combo.
Alright. I believe that was 2 games already.
That was 2 games.
Oh wow, okay, that was quick.
That was good. That's the name of this game.
Oh, very much so.
People just die when you touch them.
Alright. So we got 2 of our local players. Setsuna's up again, obviously, in losers finals, and we have Jeff, aka Ghost. He plays a very nasty Merkava.
The 2 people that eliminated me.
Really?
Wait. Sad life.
I'm sorry.
I came onto foreign soil.
Don't worry. You got to come back again so we can train you up over here.
I will. Going for the Rocket League reference color. I disagree with this move. I know why you wrote for the BT color.
So I've seen this matchup plenty of times. These guys are over my house every weekend to play.
So how does it typically go between them?
Ghost generally has the advantage over Setsuna. It's heavily in Merkava's favor. As you see there, you know, Nanase can't really throw out any fireballs for fear of a grab. Seeing as his full screen command grab goes through projectiles.
That's absolutely horrifying.
Yes. Alright. Shout outs to the Absolute Gaming and the eSports Network for putting on a great show here. Providing an excellent stream.
Allowing us to show our anime filth. I absolutely adore Merkava's design. As far as gameplay mechanics and everything about it. It's like they took Anachrus and 12.
Yes.
And they said, what if these 2 characters were the same, but were good?
Yes, yeah.
So it's like...
You know, even though he's really hard to fight against, I can't help but really like the character as well.
He's absolutely silly.
Very, very silly. Very fun to play, too. But,
so those things off with the perfect here.
There we go. Setsuna's got a good hit.
Alright. Gets it. Nice cross under. Confirms it. Will the step this time?
Oh, no.
Went for the overhead. Did not work out.
Now, one thing that Ghost really loves to do is he loves using Merkava's sidekick. It's such a great tool. If you do not play your Oki game right, he will jump back and dive kick, and that can tag a lot of people who aren't ready for it.
It's very, very difficult to deal with. I think it's one amazing tool in this character's set of amazing tools.
Yeah.
I really like the tune of the approaching behind the projectile. So So baiting out that invincible super, but still being able to manage pressure. Merkaba being grid broken, doesn't have access to assault. I just got it back.
Nice grab.
Concentrate just long enough to secure the gird. The grind gird gauge.
And the waifu has been kidnapped.
And the wife is kidnapped. So all those select characters. Speaking of the grind gird gauge, the most unfortunately innate mechanic in this game. Although I think it's actually what really sets this game apart from anything else, is how while you're playing it, you're actually playing sort of like metagame tug of war with your opponent.
Yeah.
And there's such a huge reward for playing that well.
It's a very, very important meter to pay attention to. Because anybody who has grid can have the advantage, or even if they're at a disadvantage, can shift it into their favor.
I mean, it's pretty much, it's like Guilty Gear's Roman Cancel, but it's tied to this kind of metagame instead of...
Right.
So, for a character like Merkaba, you can take these huge risks and do very unsafe things, and then make them safe.
Exactly.
So now, since he at that point did have to change it, if he did anything, or if he thought that he had dropped a combo or whatnot, he could just change it to make it safe. And now that Setsuna has that, it allows him to play his offense a little differently. So that DP, as you saw, allows him to convert it into damage, and not quite a kill, but a stagger to a pressure does it.
Alright, Setsuna trying to do a round start slide.
Merkaba's stretchy arms of the law here.
Nice DP.
Nice reaction. Caught by the dive kick. It may have crossed up.
Alright. Throw break. Now, one thing players got to remember is on throw breaks, the one who breaks the throws is at an advantage.
I believe it's +8.
Yeah.
There's not even a small roll. It's an actually. Oh.
Tried to shield.
That's unfortunate.
Very much. Sometimes you know the throw's coming, but you're a little too early, or you hit the buttons just wrong, and grid comes out.
And throw reject misses mechanic in this game.
Alright, no punishing the slide.
There we go. How to convert this? I'll take a hold on to the chain shift there. I'm surprised after they got the grabby hand in the air. Now looking to convert it for more damage.
That's one thing Ghost has really implemented to his game yet is a lot of chain shifts. He only gets to practice about once a week. That should be it.
And the waifu's gone.
And the waifu has been kidnapped forever, never to be seen again.
So unfortunate.
Very much. We do not have to hear a theme song ever again.
It's the worst song in the game.
Definitely.
So I guess then we're going to see Grand Finals next.
Grand Finals.
Waldstein player who has since been unnamed. We do not know. And Ghost, who is the Merkaba versus Waldstein. I'm curious, how do you feel that matchup goes? Because those two characters are pretty consistently considered to be somewhere in the ranking of the top 3 in the game.
Yeah, it's constantly a shift between the top 3. I personally feel that Merkaba has the upper hand with his normals. It seems like for the Waldstein player, it'll be very, very tough to get in.
It is.
You know, as long as the Merkaba understands the matchup properly and knows what normals to throw out. In this particular set, though, Jeff has never really fought against a Waldstein of this caliber. You know, they played earlier in the tournament, and
they're gonna play some just for fun games until this guy gets off.
Sure.
Okay.
Alright, so I guess they're gonna play some casuals then.
Yeah. We're waiting for the Waldstein player to finish up his Injustice match. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, Jeff doesn't really play against any Waldsteins, and they played earlier in the tournament, and I believe the score was 2-1. The Waldstein. He was just beginning to adapt to it towards the end of that set. This is a rough matchup for Lynn.
This is difficult.
Very much.
I mean, Merkaba's character, with so many good options available to him, he's really able to mix up his gameplay, and it's terrifying when you're knocked down by him. Is he going to try to grab me? Is he going to just kind of hover there in the air and then punish me for trying to crouch check?
Right.
Is he going to do his wacky waving inflatable arm super, which could stuff me if I try and press a button?
Exactly.
Oh.
It's a very, very scary situation.
Definitely earns a spot in top 3. It's like if Anacris and 12 had a baby with Hakumen, and then he was made top 3. Well, one player might have had something going there. But
yeah, I was playing some matches with him earlier too. He said he's pretty new to the game. Doesn't really play too often, but definitely wants to check it out more.
It's fun. More people should play this game, although it's kind of hard at the moment because it's locked behind that. You gotta get that PSN.
That is true. However, it does have a US release in 2015.
I think it's in March.
Yes, somewhere around there.
The real question is, do you think this game will survive competitively long enough to see that US release?
You know, funny enough, this game is actually very popular in the US.
Really?
Yes, very popular.
Like more part of not necessarily like anime game players that are picking it up.
Yes, not only just anime players, Street Fighter players, Injustice players. A lot of people are having fun with the game, and I partly feel like it's because this game is a lot more, I want to say, ground-based, very footsie heavy. Not as chaotic as say like a Persona or Guilty Gear. It's very kind of easy to pick up for everybody.
Yeah, and hopefully it has a long life. I'm personally really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I hate to see it go the way of BlazBlue, where it's like I started finally really enjoying BlazBlue and really understanding the game, and then Persona came out. It's like, oh no.
Yeah.
It's dying in my hand.
Roll DP. Her rolls can be very, very tricky. In some situations, you know, it creates a left-right mix-up.
It's pretty similar to, I guess, an invasive, like a role in Persona or even a role like King of Fighters.
Yeah.
Which this game really feels a lot like. Particularly King of the King Fighters 13 and everything in the series.
Very much so. Oh, this matchup is so hard.
It's rough.
So rough. I also play Lin, and me and Jeff, he knows that matchup inside and out.
I guess we just finished up the Injustice match, so I guess we're going to see Grand Finals here.
Yep.
Wolfenstein versus Merkaba, battle of the top tiers.
Indeed.
It's like two buildings crashing into each other.
Which building will stand? I'm very curious to see what Jeff's going to do into this match. He learns very, very fast. He is our local old-school Guilty Gear player, and he was known for being very, very good, very, very smart player.
Very smart player?
Very smart player, and adjusts very, very quickly.
Oh, you know what they say about smart players that pick top tiers?
Indeed. What are we doing? Well, you play Wolfenstein, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so yeah, what am I doing?
Yeah. Personally, I played a little bit against Jeff earlier when I got here, and I got bopped.
Really?
Yeah. Because I have the opposite problem. So, in my town, we have a very small pool of characters to draw from as well. And also, it's kind of hard to get people together. So I have very little experience offsite, pretty much just playing the game in an offline environment.
Right.
And for whatever reason, Merkaba is really not a popular character online, despite how good he is.
Yeah. You know, I think a lot of stuff that Merkaba wants to do is very sensitive. So I think lag gets to a lot of people when playing online. It's very hard to play a good Merkaba play in that environment.
So open player is something to try and stay back as far as and trying to use those big meaty hands that lack hurt boxes for some reason to try and trade with whatever close Merkaba is trying to throw out.
Alright.
Puts him in the corner.
Grab.
Opting not to change him this early to extend it into a hard knockdown. Gets his link, but too far away to confirm it.
Alright, Merkaba can start his game. Nice. Realizing there's a gap in between there, throws out a 360.
Change hits to extend the combo.
Is this going to be it?
Could be it.
Just about. There's jump back dive kick. Very hard to deal with. You're not looking for it.
Off the overhead. Alright.
Nice finish on the grab.
Ends with that dashing B. Making great use of Waldstein's straight there. And his ability to nullify projectiles with his big meaty hands.
I mean, this grappler seems like he has everything.
He does.
You know?
If you're a grappler player, he's pretty much the dream. He sort of has mobility with the universal assault mechanic. He's got damage. He's got setup.
Great.
He's got big meaty hands.
Yes.
He yells German at people all the time.
And just like that, you know, Jeff kind of ran a train there.
Turns it around. So again, both players starting off with a very large amount of meter, so they have options available to them. Waldstein strikes first. Maybe something a little crazy in the corner.
Alright. EX middle arms. You always got to be careful about Mercado's X gauge down there. Whenever he has 50%, you got to be very, very careful. Mercado has pushed Waldstein entirely to the other edge of the screen with just those pokes. And now Waldstein, even though he has the life lead, is really struggling to find a way to open up the player. Oh, and there it was.
Eats into the arms.
Again, you got to be very aware of that. But on the flip side, Mercado doesn't have any meter anymore, but this should be the game.
All it takes is that one big hit, that one big swipe.
So what do you feel that the Mercado player can do? How do you
I feel like he's been in certain situations where he could have been a lot more patient. He was going in even though he had a life lead. And it looks like now he's getting countered a lot. He's looking to press buttons. He's going to end up in the corner here. Again, counter hit.
Push button. I feel like Jeff was trying to do a jump or try a dive kick or whatever.
Or he's crouch checking. It's like he just seems like he's not letting the Waldstein player take his turn.
Right.
In this matchup particularly, when I said like this is like two buildings crashing into each other, these are both extremely powerful characters with huge moves. And it really is going to play, both players need to be a little more patient and respectful of what the other player is trying to do there. So again, in an attempt to anti-air, instead of just shielding it and then trying to deal with the pressure or trying to be like a two-way or something out of it afterwards, he hit the counter to jump in. Opting to cash in there.
That was pretty brave to wake up with that normal. Was that stand C or?
That was dashing forward B.
Dashing forward B, okay. I'm still trying to get used to Waldstein's normal. So is that generally a very good move to throw out there?
It's a very good move. It's special cancelable as well.
Okay.
So much like Hugo and Third Strike in Ultra Street Fighter 4, he has those clap moves, which you can see there. All those are plus on block. So that dashing B is special cancelable. You can dash in at somebody and then end plus a block, plus on block, and force him up afterwards.
Nice. Very, very scary.
He's a terrifying character. Oh, so is Merkaba.
Alright, tagged him.
This should be it.
Gets the follow-up. Nice. And Ghost takes that round.
Whipping those grabby hands. So I actually really like this transition here, particularly at this stage of the match. And just, you're seeing the Ghost sit back, throw fireballs, and now he has the opportunity to get in, and now he's in the corner.
Yeah. Unfortunately, again, you got to be wary of the wake-up options of the other player.
And so many ridiculous reversals here. Seems like whenever I try and say something like, oh no, and now the exact opposite situation is occurring.
That's how these two characters go.
And now we're back to the same neutral position. Both characters have lost half their health at this point.
Here we go.
Jeff autopiloting a little bit there and confirming he's trying to do the anti-air grabby hands that they had confirmed. Taking a little bit of risk there.
Alright.
Doing everything he can to keep Waldstein out of the air. That's the game that he should have been playing in the first round. To get a life lead, get Waldstein as far away from him as possible, throw fireballs, throw hands.
Just kind of harass him from full screen.
Merkaba really is going to dominate that space. Waldstein's only real options are to either do his charge move, which is a full screen running grab that it has no invincibility.
Right.
To throw the rock, which costs him Gird, which we were kind of talking about that earlier with that tug of war.
Very, very important to this game.
So there you go. Fish with the hands. Confirm when you get it. And characters like Makaba are able to get very respectable damage off of even very minor hits. Oh, it doesn't
Overhead, but no confirm.
Doesn't confirm it either.
Again, dropping this confirm.
I think both players are a little bit nervous here.